So a big question is, who is the person that's twice as big as Harley, sitting on Harley on the sidewalk, which she looked to be assaulting him in the video, yelling obscenities, the person who gave Harley these injuries? Who is it? The police will not tell us, and they blurred out his face. That's very convenient. Harley can't say who it is. He knows the guy. He's a witness. Why can't he say? And also the Daily Mail isn't saying either. This is a matter of public record. And why'd they do that? We don't get to see. This guy committed a major crime right in the street, and they're protecting his identity. They blurred out his face. That's very convenient. Otherwise, they know we would know who it is. Why? Because it's probably Anthony Colpo, who we all suspect. Well, I tried to get proof by trying to find the police records in Adelaide. Well, I couldn't do it. Maybe my computer actually needs to be in Australia. My computer is set for the USA, so maybe someone else out there can do it. But I got enough to say here anyway. But first I wanted to show you this here. Here's one website to find arrest records. How to find arrest records. Let's read this. Instant access to online records. Halfway through here it says, please keep in mind that an arrest does not constitute guilt. Yeah, notice they have to say that because you know how people are. People can be arrested if suspected of a crime. And arrest records are always made after someone is detained by a police officer. But remember that guilt can only be determined by a court of law, not the court of YouTube. Okay, part one of this video. I've been talking a lot with people in the comments of my last video. They're saying I should not be assuming that Harley was the victim and that he was just ambushed. And yeah, that's true. But then they go on to almost assume that's probably not what happened, that they were just fighting and Harley lost. Well, if they were saying that, then they're kind of suggesting the other guy did not start it. Well, if Harley wasn't ambushed, that would mean that he was on his feet with a fighting chance. If so, then Colpo, or whoever the culprit is, should have at least some scratches on him or some other injuries, but he wasn't taken to the hospital. Harley was. Then there's some people who have questioned whether Harley can actually fight. Harley says he's an expert fighter. They're saying that he might be lying about being a good fighter, since he is rolled up into a ball here in that altercation. So yeah, the question here, can Harley even fight? Well, I did some research on this to try to find some footage of him fighting. I did not find much, but I found this, and I don't know what to make of it, so I'd like to see what you think of this. Does this show any fighting skill? I wouldn't know. The video of Durianrider practicing his fighting. This was late 2015, which means he was still with Freely. She's filming, and I have a comment on that after this video.
Action.
Okay, man, it's Durianrider, and I'm part of the Green Gloves. So I train the local police officers here on the Gold Coast for street fight situations, and because it gets pretty fucking loose in the Goldie. So this is what I do. The dog, don't let the dog. Doggy he's fucking vicious, mate. All right, let's have some. Hey, me. We're gonna get some tips on the heavy bag. Look at that. Just fucking boom. Snap it out. Pull it back like a fucking anaconda. I'm laughing because I'm fucking serious. I'm angry. Let's hit the bag. Let's get into it.
She knows.
No problem, boy. Hey, no problem. You always put your hands up here. Dude, but no problem, man. No problem. Jab, elbow. Knock the fuck out, cunt. This, you leading with your jab. Jab, use your distance in the jab. Watch the footwork. Footwork, always footwork. The jab. As the jab lands, your body weight's going forward. So just keeping your distance. Jab is underrated. Don't mind the attack dog. Boom, snap it in. Snap. This is your right hook. Boom, knocked out. Look, this is game over. Combo, 1, 2. Boom, boom, down. 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 Fucking down. 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 And that's it. It's fucking game over. Come at me, bro. Come at me.
Watching for a second time here, I realized how much this is a comedy video. So you have to take that into account. And also, I'm noticing the two of them, I think especially Harley, were having much more fun back when they were together. And Figsy, yeah, between Figsy, the shorts and sandals, this was a funny video. And I figure he was throwing in some stuff that was actually bad fighting technique, but maybe there's some skill in there you can see. And also, he's got a punching bag, and he's done reviews on fighters and talks about them. He knows them. So I just never questioned whether he had this background or was just making it up. I think he used to fight when he was young. He would get into street fights. But in his videos, I've heard him say many times that street fighting is stupid and you should not do it. So I guess at some point he came to that realization and grew out of it. And then I was reminded of some clip that Harley had put in his video about this. And I skipped over it as if it was just some ad. But now I realize he put that in the video. It's not a YouTube ad. Here it is. Okay, here is Durianrider's video from the very beginning. And this time I will not skip that one part.
Rumors and people just generally also want to know, am I okay? I'm alive, I'm alive. But, it's horrific. Natasha, he tried to attack Natasha as well. She's dealing with that. It's
Take it from me, one punch can be lethal. Thrown in anger like this, without warning, without any gloves, it can be deadly. One punch can end his life and ruin yours. It takes grunt to throw it, it takes guts to walk away.
Authorised and spoken by Danny Green, Perth.
Some of you have been asking, it's in the newspaper.
See, he's aware of how dangerous it is. I heard this a few years ago, that if you punch someone like right in the heart, it can actually stop the heart and the person can die. And that's manslaughter. So he knows what can happen. And so there is some more evidence to back up my belief that he did not start this fight. And therefore he was ambushed, like they say. Back to whether he has fighting skill. There was one serious comment under that video that says, I teach Thai kickboxing. I'm pretty sure Durianrider's just joking around like how he does in a lot of his videos. It's obvious he doesn't train the local police. Well, of course not. His technique is decent for the most part, but nowhere near the level of being a certified teacher or coach. Not that we can see. Another thing I wanted to mention that I thought of having to do with Harley running into his opponents on the street. There was one other time where this happened that I know of. Harley and Jimmy Moore ran into each other. That guy's kind of crazy.
I just can't believe Canada's food guide is now promoting a vegan diet as if that's healthy. Somebody's got to get up there.
Joining us in studio this morning is Canada's Health Minister, Jeanette Petitpas-Taylor.
Somebody's got to get up there and...
All right, let's start with the elimination of these 4 food groups.
No! You're going to be raising inflammation levels in the body. This is a disgrace. This is disgusting. I would be marching to your capital and going, whoa, 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 whoa. Ugh! Animal-based proteins are the only, hear me loud and clear, only source of complete proteins.
Oh my God. So Jimmy Moore is your typical anti-vegan, pro-fat, and apparently even anti-fiber nutball. And Durianrider ran into this guy a couple years ago on the street. And they didn't get into a fight. They just took this selfie together. Which brings us to the next part of this video, which is me making a case for what I think is pretty clear, that Anthony Colpo is the crazy, violent one who would have instigated this attack. I already have a lot of this material, started editing it. It's going to be a major video. Lots of fun stuff in there and some disturbing stuff. But I got a preview for you here. I'll have that for you tomorrow. So subscribe and turn your notifications on and check out the comments. On my last video, I was really attacked in the comments. It's like these same people come after you. These Durianrider haters, they just come after me if I defend Harley. And you see how vicious they are and crazy. Okay, here's some highlights that'll be in the next video tomorrow.
It's at this point the narcissism really starts to show. Remember, this is the guy that says stuff like this.
I get over.
Harley Johnstone, Durianrider, assaults smaller cyclist.
Did you just take my glasses off and throw me off the bike?
No,
Here is a grown man who insists on calling me PP. He is the one thinking about abusing my behind, and I'm the one who is mental. These ravings are like the scrambled thoughts of a lunatic mumbling away to no one in particular in a public park or a bus station. In public, no one would even pay attention except perhaps a social worker.